Okay, so now that you've learned a little bit about supply and demand, let's go ahead and make a graph chart on our own. So let's follow these steps. First, we're going to open Google Drive, create new, and select Spreadsheet. Google Drive, create, and we're going to create a spreadsheet. So here's our new spreadsheet. Let's go back to the instructions to see what we should type in. We are supposed to copy the column titles price, demand, and supply from the sample spreadsheet below. Price, demand, and supply. So let's do that. Alright, next we need to copy the data that's in the demand and supply columns. So looking at the sample, you can see demand goes from 10 to 0 and supply from 0 to 10 in 1 unit increments. And that makes sense because in the sample you can see that a lot of people demand the product at a low price, very few demand it at a high price, which is the law of demand. And for the law of supply, you can see that few businesses choose to sell at a low price, whereas many will sell at a high price. So we're going to copy these two columns worth of data. Alright, let's go to the next step. Now choose a product or service that you regularly buy, for example pizza, and research the going price for this product. Let's say just for this video that I've already done that and that I know the going price for pizza is $15. Enter the equilibrium price that you found, the $15 in my case, for this product in the row with a quantity of 5 and a supply of 5. So let's do that. So the equilibrium price I found for my product, pizza, is $15. That means that that's the price people are willing to buy and stores are willing to sell at. That's the equilibrium price. You're going to put in your price here, whatever you found for your sample product. Next it says enter realistic data for the rest of the price column. Note, you should start with a low price in the first row and move up incrementally until the last row. So in my example, starting with the $15 at equilibrium price, I can go down by $3 increments and up in $3 increments. Now yours might be different. Maybe your price was $100 and so your increments might be 90, 80. So you can see how depending on your product you're going to change your increments. Let's go back to my original example with the pizza. But keep in mind your price column will be different from the sample and should be based on the research you've done for your product. I'm going to go ahead and format this column to be a price and go back to the instructions. Alright, next we want to create a graph. So we're going to highlight all of the cells that we want in our graph. Well, I want everything, all of these cells in the graph. Some common mistakes that students make: they only highlight a piece or they highlight too much. Do you see here how the blue section is highlighting too much information? And right here I'm not highlighting any of the data. You really have to be specific with the cells that you highlight. Highlight the exact cells with your data and no other cells. When you've highlighted the correct cells, click on the Insert Chart button. The chart editor window pops up. Let's look at our directions. The directions say to use column A as labels, So let's do that. Use column A as labels. You can see that our chart doesn't quite look right, so there must be something else we have to do. Let's go back to our instructions. Now click on the Customize tab. We're going to give the chart a title, and important step, we are going to uncheck the stack option in the features section. So two things we need to do: give the chart a title and uncheck stack. Customize tab, your chart title, and mine is just a sample, but yours might be pizza or shoes or telephones, whatever it is that you're using for your product. Remember to scroll down and uncheck the stack feature. You can see that this makes the correct version of our graph. Finally, it says be sure that you have shared this and made it public, because if you don't share your document, I won't be able to see it. And finally, remember to interpret and explain your graph in your own words. We're not going to do this in this video, but I do require for this assignment that you have explained in your own words what this graph means. To insert the graph, you click Insert. There it is. We can drag it over to make it easier to see. Right now this is private, so I'm going to change it. Give it a name. And I'm going to change it from private to anyone with the link. So now I have shared it. I need to add my interpretation. I can do that right here by typing in the spreadsheet. You could also do it within the assignment text. To explain the spreadsheet, explain to me what this graph means. What does this line represent? What does this line represent? What does this data point represent? Put all of that in your interpretation. Best of luck.